mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Valoria goes left. Valoria flips it up and in!
Orlan Lamar, but Lamar gets the step and the finish.
Hail Mary. June Manzo will fire.
Oh my goodness! June Manzo all the way from
Serrano, Bebuelo, Serrano with a basket. Fuentes.
no hesitation, gets it to go!
No! Obisto, yeah! Jason Obisto with a putback!
We are back at the Alonte Sports Arena in the city of Biñan as we bring you 3 more games in the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League Season 7. A battle of North Division contenders is on tap as Warren Bonifacio and the Pasay Voyagers go for their 2nd straight victory. They are targeting an upset against Raven Gonzalez and the Abra Solid North Weavers, who are in fine form at the moment. It's Abra against Pasay para sa ating 2nd game. Magandang gabi mga kaliga, si Dav Tupas kasama si Coach Christian Duanzon, and of course we saw the opening shots there. Warren Bonifacio, a young big man against Raven Gonzalez. They will be matched up for this game for sure.
NCAA versus UAP, and coming from Mapua, si Warren Bonifacio and Raven Gonzalez forgoing his playing here in the UAP with LaSalle, and both players has a nice touch from the outside. Both can rebound. I would say Bonifacio the more talented player, but Raven Gonzalez, he's in a different situation right now in terms of his role. We could see him have a sort of like a breakout season kahit na una niya to in terms of him really displaying his talent offensively.
And bago natin pag-usapan ng parehong kupunan, let's check out our team standings right now as we see Ilagan move up to number 5 after picking up that 2nd victory at the expense of Bulacan, who dropped to 0-3. Abra, Nueva Ecija, Pampanga, and Pangasinan right up there in the standings. Pasay can move up to number 5 if they do pull off an upset here tonight.
To me, it's too early to say in terms of upsets because tatlong laro pa lang tayo, but I get your point. On paper, obviously this is the most talented team. You look at their 3rd group. This can be a good 2nd group, maybe a 1st group, especially for the lower seeded teams at this point. But Pasay, I think what's good about Pasay is that they still have that core the last 3 seasons.
Tama.
And nandyan din, aside from Olegario, your favorite player in the last game, nandito rin yung favorite player mo na core din ng Pasay na si Reverente. At ito, pinapakita ngayon si Bonifacio, si Victoria, Roldan Sara. Ito si Victoria who led the assist department with 6 in the last game. It was a low-scoring output. Kalaban itong Ilagan to give them their first loss. And, Pasay, I think the key stat right here, because both teams really did not shoot the ball well, below 40%. Itong Pasay, below 30% ang Ilagan, but plus 12 inside the points. A big part of that was the damage caused by Warren Bonifacio and the best player of the game, na si Jopet Soriano, who was just outstanding. 14.6 rebounds, 7 of 8 from the field. That's good for 88%.
Well, Pasay, you can argue they've gotten deeper this season with the lineup that they have.
No question, yeah.
So, Abra naman, talking about deep, we have a squad here that's really, built for the long haul, kumbaga.
Right.
Abra beating Marikina here last week, 97-74, and they flaunted their weapons in this ball game. CJ Austria, Jurel Gonzalez, even the homegrown players contributing in that victory. And of course, Encho Serrano. Look at that spin move and
Right.
the hang time.
Yeah.
Para kay Encho Serrano, he was the best player of this game.
A lot of people would describe it as, certain moves deep in their bag. I don't think it applies to Abra. They're deep in their basement. Feeling ko, abot ng B3, B4 itong team na to eh. And the two games have been, enough evidence for us to say that because lahat nakakalaro, halos lahat nakakascore din in that game, in their last game. That quick start, 29 points in the first quarter, led by Ildefonso and Encho Serrano, 18 of the 29 points, up by 16 at that point, and then nadoble nila as high as 32 points. Ildefonso, best player in their first game, Serrano, best player in the last game. Feeling ko this season, maraming ganyan, magpapalitan tong dalawang to, si Ildefonso at si Serrano. Arguably, the best duo we have in the league.
No, so too early to tell also, but you have a
Right.
point, huh?
I have a point, yes.
Let's go to Miguel Pereira for the starting lineups between Abra and Pasay.
Welcome to the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Tonight's second game features Pasay Voyagers versus the Abra Solid North Weavers. It's time to carry on the starting fives, beginning with the Pasay Voyagers. Starting at guard, number 77, Dan Sara. Center number 4, Warren Bonifacio. Forward number 9, AJ Coronel. Also at forward number 13, Dr. Fly, Don Reverente. And the other guard, number 1, El Trila, Lawrence Victoria. The head coach for the Voyagers is Marlon Keith Martin. Assistant coaches Vic Escudero, Hubert De Los Santos, Adrian Bocal, Don Morteno, and Willie Generalao. Team consultant is Ramon Martin. Team owners, Raul Bacalzo, Mickey Ligot, Lavin Castro, JD Castro, and Lian Calixto Rubiano. Now, the starting five for the Abra Solid North Weavers. Starting at forward number 24, John Uduba. One guard number 5, Joshua David. Center number 55, Yusef Taha. Also at guard number 2, Encho Serrano. And a small forward number 1, Dave Ildefonso. The head coach for Abra Solid North Weavers is Yong Garcia. Assistant coaches Danok Miranda, Don Uro, and Edsel Valenya. Team owners Cap Jaja Bernos and co-mayor JB Bernos.
Our starting five is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Pasay has Dan Sara, Paul Victoria, Warren Bonifacio, AJ Coronel, and Don Reverente. On the other side for Abra, Joshua David, Encho Serrano, Yusef Taha, John Uduba, and Dave Ildefonso.
So pretty much the same starting five for Abra, with the exception of Yusef Taha. Gonzalez started out in the last game. Samantala, para dito sa Pasay, the same starting five against Ilagan.
I think Bonifacio started off the bench in that game.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Jopet Soriano.
Soriano was the one who started, and Bonifacio came off the bench.
David, high arcing three, no good. Rebound, Irreverente. Dan Sara. The Voyagers, nicely constructed lineup, emphasis on continuity. But Paul Victoria gets the first basket.
The first play off that Spain action, that screen by Roldan Sara, just enough to open up the lane. Wide open layup for Lawrence Victoria.
Serrano squeezing himself down the middle.
Ito, hindi kailangan ng open lane nito. Pag nandun, sige. Pero height in the open has that ability to hang himself in midair and has that terrific patented one-handed right-hand finish.
Bonifacio wide open. Jumper is money para kay Warren Bonifacio.
Yung maganda kay Bonifacio eh. We see a lot of big men who has that touch from the outside, three-point line layup. He also has that mid-range.
Bonifacio against Yusuf Taha.
What a pass
John Oduba for the finish.
from Yusuf Jokic. Oh, sorry, Taha. That behind-the-back pass on the post.
Yeah, both teams executing very well here to start the ball game.
Saan ba galing bansa si Taha? He is a Filipino what?
I have to check.
You have to check
have
because
to
that
check.
play, he was definitely Serbian.
Bonifacio, no good on the three. David to Ildefonso.
Watch out.
Ildefonso, see how he was able to adjust there.
You see the rebound though. One of the stats we showed in the pregame for Abra dominated the boards. You know why? Uduba led them 10 rebounds, but his offensive rebounds, which they had 20, Uduba led that department also with 4.
He's big time. Ito si John Oduba.
Arguably the second, maybe the third biggest pickup, maybe the most important one behind Ildefonso and Serrano.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wait.
thank you, Mika.
Magaling yan si Mika.
Hindi, fishing expedition ginawa ko. Chinecheck ko talaga kung may homework na ginawa si Mika.
Ano nang anuhin yan? Huwag mong subukan yan si
Mas veterano pa sa atin yan
Oo.
Naglalaro pa ako, courtside na yan
And look at Pasay in a good flow at the moment. They convert again. 8-6. Nandun na ba si Mika nung nag-number 1 pick ka sa PBL
Oh
draft?
my gosh.
Ha?
I don't know.
You former UST growling King Tiger.
There's that one-hander again by Enzo Serrano.
8-6. And Dan Sara. Good pickup as well for Pasay that they are able to snag a veteran floor general as Bonifacio misses the 3. David Oduba with Serrano. They go to Taha against Bonifacio. Taha well defended. That won't go rebound. Reverente. Nice cut inside, and that's AJ Coronel with the rim run.
Tama ka dyan, no? And little cross-match yung nangyari doon, no? I thought Oduba was the one that should have caught rim running itong si Reverente. Kasi ang nakamatch up sa poste sa kabila, kay Taha si Bonifacio pero si Taha pa yung sumubok kumabol. Ildefonso with a jumper. Wala.
And that will go against Don Reverente. Check out this assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Everybody was so concerned with the 4 guys outside the paint. Nakita mo yun, no? Yung pababa na transition sa opensiba nitong Pasay. That means that green paint dito sa Binyan was wide open for the layup para kay Reverente for the rim run.
There's Paul Victoria. Bonifacio trying to get past David.
He wanted to take advantage of the smaller David, and we talked about Bonifacio's game, his ability to score inside, outside, mid-range. Nakita naman niya, he could put the ball on the deck and fish for fouls.
He's looked more comfortable here. Warren Bonifacio.
Right. Sila ni Victoria, no? Definitely the 1-2 punch of this team.
Ang maganda dito because we've seen the growth together. Together for the two of them.
Magandang kombinasyon nila
There's Taha. Nice pass.
Good pass. Again, from Yusuf Jokic from Kuwait.
With a Filipino mom.
With a Filipino mom, yes.
Sara, jumper. That won't go much. Sanko is in the game. And Sara gives up the foul.
Good foul. Profit fouling. Tawag doon just to stop the break. instead of giving up a possible transition basket.
Our play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
7 seasons in the MPBL, that's probably the first time I've seen a player do a top board. Nung panahon lang natin yan eh. Yung top board.
Maraming nagtatabo.
Marami tayong athletic players, lalo na itong last 2
Si
to 3
Enzo.
seasons.
Si Enzo, mahilig mag-top board yan.
Actually.
Mahilig mag-top board. Si MJ Garcia, mahilig din.
Sige na, binabawi ko na. Unang top board
Oh,
this season.
I thought he was headed for a three-point play there. Itong si David Defonso. This is a nice matchup. Coronel on Ildefonso. This is AJ Coronel practically guards everyone.
Right. From a small man to a big man.
He's like similar to the role of Don Ochea with Batangas.
Right.
Na lahat ng
But
posisyon binabantayan.
That used to be, and he still does it once in a while, that used to be Don Reverente's role defensively. Pero syempre, medyo may mileage na at this point si Reverente.
Nasa bench na nga si Don Reverente and Juan Bonifacio. Jopet Soriano is in the game, the best player from the last game. Joey Barcuma has also entered the ball game.
Early substitution para sa Pasay, yung ikot ng tao. Nagpapalalim sila. As you see, itong mini ala Dirk Nowitzki one-legged fade in that left low wing. No?
That's new in his bag.
Oh,
That's new.
that was nice.
Kaka-simple grind ni ano yan eh. Ni Paul Victoria. Cruz Dumont and Jasper Salenga.
He gets a little, brush screen. A little fade right there against Batino. Ayaw niyang dumiretso. Ito, fade na lang ako dahil ang ganda ng angulo ko sa board.
Cyrus Tabi, Jasper Salenga are in the game. Ito yung sinasabi ko na mas lumalim ang Pasay. Their second unit here looks pretty formidable still.
Right.
Sanko gets it to Soriano. Trying to get past the defense of Raven Gonzalez and Alfred Batino.
And that's one thing that they took advantage in the last game against a smaller Ilagan team, that big-to-big action na nakita natin. No? Big-to-big meaning yung ball screen action. Bihira yan yung mga dalawang big man. Pero ito, iba na kasi yung matchup nila. That was against Batino and Gonzalez. Two reliable defenders.
Ildefonso couldn't get past Salenga. Taiwan against Barcuma. It's a nice matchup as well. Ildefonso whistled for the foul. And 14-8, Pasay keeping Abra at bay here. First period. Soriano with the pick. Pass was too strong.
Give it up to get it back. 2-on-1. Well, comes up with the steal is Gonzalez. Quickly gives it up and gets it back for Marwin Taiwan, who had 4 assists, by the way, in the last game.
Sanko for 3. No. The tap ends up with Ildefonso.
He's going all the way, no question about it.
Ildefonso slowed down at the final moment. And Sanko giving up the foul.
There are certain players, kahit na nakababa ng depensa, one-on-one hihinto. But not Ildefonso. He has to see 2 white shirts for him to stop. Pero ito, 2-on-1 break. Gonzalez with an easy finish.
Dave Ildefonso at the line. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. And Dave Ildefonso. First 2 games ni Dave, what's your verdict so far on him?
Well, he was the best player in that opening game in Ilagan, no? Well, I want to see more efficiency on his part because he hasn't shot the ball particularly well even in that first game. Well, that's something, no? Because etong si Ildefonso, historically, since his, NU days, he's usually the volume type of guy. Now, he adjusted when he, transferred to Ateneo, because obviously, shots were lessened being with an outstanding import in Ange Kwame. Guys like Verano were also on that team.
SJ Bilangel.
Yes, SJ was there. So, dito, sila ni Serrano looks to be the main guy. Obviously, the shots would be there. I think the question is how efficient he can be. If he's going to shoot a lot, can he make most of them also? Now, he's been scoring in double figures, but let's see throughout the season if he could increase that percentage, which I expect he can and he will.
Abra clamping down defensively on the Voyagers. Great block by Jack Cruz Dumont. Did he have some playing years left? Jack Cruz Dumont?
Wala na.
Okay.
Wala na. Parang 3 playing years. Parang yun na yun eh. I believe last year was his 3rd season. Either 3 or 2 and done siya.
14 all. Abra.
Good talent too.
Yeah.
Ganda skill set.
Sanko. Jasper Salenga. Soriano with the pick. Salenga will fire. The one sa loose ball. Nakuha ni Taiwan. Ildefonso.
What a
Atake.
move.
No. Gonzalez is there. He's blocked by Sanko. Yes, last touch on Raven Gonzalez.
That would have been a nice move by DI. Usually it's a side step, a 1-2 step right to left. He did a swing step right left.
Sa lakas ng katawan niya.
Diba? Parang feeling ko pag tayong gumawa, medyo pang ano na yun eh, tendonitis issue na yung hindi natin mararamdaman on the spot. Pero after ng laro, naka-ice pack na tayo.
Well, there's a challenge on that out-of-bounds call on from Coach Yong. And we will be right back. That's last touch on Raven Gonzalez. Abra on a 6-0 run. Pinasok na dito si J.R. Chavez. Here's Tabi. Tabi pulls up. No good. Short on that one.
But that was beautifully executed apart from the shot. Staggered screen. Was able to use the screen well. Ildefonso still can't buy a basket. A field goal at this point. Or his second field goal rather. But he's 1 for 5 after that shot.
Encho Serrano replaces Ildefonso. Were you an assistant already with Adamson nung nandun si Encho?
I just left the following, the year he came in on a leave.
Okay.
I was there nung unang taon ni JD Tungkab.
Okay. What a finish galing kay Encho Serrano. I've been seeing a lot of his workout videos, by the way. Encho Serrano, parang more emphasis right now. I think it's really helped his game here. Ganyan na kalakas ng katawan mo.
Yung katawan niya.
Tapos nag-ano ka pa, nagtatrabaho ka pa during, outside of practices as Jopet Soriano lays it in.
If you're an important player, and I'm gonna assume one of the highest paid players on the team, more is expected of you.
The way he's been moving as well. And First quarter in the books dito sa Alonte Sports Arena. Abra and Pasay going toe-to-toe here. Some early baskets from John Oduba. Beautiful feed galing kay Yusef Taha. And on the other end, AJ Coronel converting on that fast break. And Taha again feeding Ildefonso for that layup. And this smooth jumper off the glass para dito kay Lawrence Paul Victoria. Helping Pasay get an early lead, pero Abra has fought their way back. 16-all at the end of one.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas, 50 tayo, 50 si MP. Hati mo si Manny.
Back at the Alonte Sports Arena for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Mika Abisamis. One of the things that Coach M would like to improve on this season is closing out, having a deeper lineup, which they saw against Ilagan. Obviously, expecting more maturity from everybody. Sabi niya, big boys na kayo, hindi na small boys. Appreciates his acquisition on Jopet Soriano, who brings the intangibles, aggressiveness, effort for this game. Going against a powerhouse, he told the boys this: challenge what they are building. That's our chance. Si Delf Coach Chris.
Maraming salamat, Mika, and the message from Coach Marlon clear there. And you know, if you're Coach Marlon, these are the type of games that you should be relishing.
Right.
And going up against, you know, one of the pre-season favorites, di ba?
Correct. And minsan maganda rin sa start pa lang, nakakalaban mo na yung mga, you know, talented teams like Abra, because kung makalaban mo sila, let's say the last 5 games of the season, wherein seeding plays into a factor, maybe that twice to beat, and minsan there's more pressure to that game, at least compared to playing them now.
Yeah. And they still bring out Brian Hilario and Damian Lasco from that bench. So you see, 12, 13 players now available for Coach Marlon, who are capable of, you know, being solid players in this league. Usually, hanggang 8-9 lang siya lagi.
Ang maganda rin, no, pag ganyang kalalim ang team mo, that you have, you know, 10 to 12 guys that you can play. Tendency, supposedly, of each player, as you see Cruz Dumont with a strong move, 2+1 coming up, you know, is that you expect each player really bumuhos sa mga sandaling minuto na nasa loob nila. Tulad ng galaw na to, binuhos ang kanyang lakas para makuha yung foul at ma-shoot yung tira.
Cruz Dumont completes the 3-point play. Warren Bonifacio comes right back in para kay Jopet Soriano. Expect them to play together later on. 19-16, Abra with the lead. Hilario gives it up to Lasco. Damian Lasco. Bonifacio for 3. No good. Rebound. Cruz Dumont. Encho Serrano nakabuelo. Taiwan. Back out to Encho. Atake si Encho off the glass and in.
One of the more unconventional two-man games. Yung bola, apart from the rebound ni Cruz Dumont, ang nagpasan sa possession na yun ay si Taiwan lang at si Serrano. Ang maganda dito, si Taiwan, pagbaba sa kabila, nakakuha pa ng offensive foul. Ito yung unang pasa. Serrano to Taiwan, Taiwan to Serrano. Serrano drive, Serrano basket.
Now they were asking for a foul on Encho Serrano's drive there. Pagbagsak niya, natamaan siya ni Warren Bonifacio.
A lot of contact, no question. I thought a whistle should have been blown there.
There's a turnover, the illegal pick. 21-16. Here's Cruz Dumont. Serrano on the drive, using the left hand. No finish. Fight for the rebound. It's a kickball violation on Ryan Batino. (21-16). And Pasay still looking for their first basket here in the second period. J.R. Chavez on to Victoria. Brian Hilario. Victoria against Cruz Dumont. Bonifacio slips. Bonifacio attacks the one-hander. Chavez with the offensive rebound, and he draws the foul. J.R. Chavez really actively seeking out the defensive rebound.
Excellent timing right there. And also, how about the patience itong Pasay? Up to the last second, just waiting and waiting and waiting, and it ends up pretty much at the right hand to take the shot as si Bonifacio, and then Chavez cleans it up.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances ng Subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 21-17. Pasay on the board here in the second quarter. 2 for 2 para kay J.R. Chavez, the former Marikina, former Abra, former Negros player. Ngayon sa Pasay na.
Right.
Batino against Bonifacio. Batino drives.
Oh, what a move. Aside from the move, I don't know if it was a misdirection, but he was teaching si Raven Gonzalez that there was an off-ball movement pagtanggap niya sa post. Pero I felt that dahil sa ginawa niya yun, medyo na off-rhythm yung depensa sa kanya. And then he just made a quick move to the baseline and was able to score. Bonifacio off the pop, wala. That's a foul on Serrano, holding Hilario for that offensive rebound.
And Brian Hilario, just a handful.
Tignan mo to.
May na-adjust tuloy si Warren.
Ayan a little ball fake. And that's just too much of a straight line drive. He was expecting the help, yes. Pero masyadong bukas yung drive na yun.
Our play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. We have a timeout on the floor. We'll be right back.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas, 50 tayo, 50 si MB. Kahati mo si Manny.
Encho Serrano, outstanding against Marikina. 19.7 of 11 shooting, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc, 3 rebounds and 2 assists. 11 in the first quarter, just setting the tone for that convincing win against the Marikina Shoe Masters. And Encho Serrano, 2-time MPBL champion.
Right. One of the few players in this league na pwedeng magsabi nun kasi Pampanga pa lang ang nagiging 2-time champion.
And he is in 2 seasons that he's played. He's perfect, 100% pa lang.
Right.
So this is only his 3rd season in the MPBL.
So going for number 3, itong si Encho. Beautiful diamond cut. Pero way off the mark for that finish was Cruz Dumont.
Bonifacio attacks.
Nice move.
He will not get the bounce. Rebound ni Batino. Encho Serrano. Set na yung depensa. But Encho wants to play this 2-man game with Batino. Quick spin. Labas kay Cruz Dumont for 3. Rebound, Victoria. Victoria forcing that one. Bonifacio teardrop, yes. And a quick timeout as well. The Abra Weavers.
That's because they've been out-hustled twice already. This is the second time. The first one was of Chavez Jr., that offensive rebound, and this one, Bonifacio, this time, a stick back.
23-20, we'll be right back.
Para sa 100%'ong pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong paglilingkod, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong Pinas, 50 tayo, 50 si MP. Kahati mo, si Manny.
Juan Bonifacio, 12 points and 7 rebounds against the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. And one of the breakout stars of last season, Juan Bonifacio, averaged a near double-double. Yeah, one of the prized big men of this league. 6 points na siya dito against Abra.
I would say an underrated signing last season. Not only for Pasay, but really the whole league.
Oo.
Yeah. Parang feeling ko naunahan ng Pasay ang mga ibang teams.
Well, he started his career with the Pampanga Giant Lanterns
Right.
Post-pandemic. After a stint with Mapua. Juan Bonifacio. Gets the pick. Here, Victoria now. Chavez, 7 seconds on the shot clock. J.R. Chavez. Reverente, that's a 3. Good. Don Reverente. And you're tied again.
Well, one thing that has been evident in this game, yung game plan nitong Pasay, they're not gonna force the issue. How many times have we seen them really milk the clock, move the ball, and then wait at the final 3 seconds when that shot is available?
And Gonzalez missing on that one-hander. Iba ng Pasay. Victoria. That's the vid. Lawrence Victoria fires a 3.
Except for that possession. And that's because yung first 5 minutes has led to opportunities like this, although it's a turnover. You know, fast break points ng Abra, the first 5 minutes was about 6 to 8 points.
Check out this 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Wide open. Don Reverente. Just in time to beat the shot clock there.
I think Coach Marlon Martin believes that, you know, if they could hang around, obviously, and make this a low-scoring affair, they would give themselves a good chance to win this one.
Here's Reverente. Coronel attacks the defense, trying to drop it off to Reverente. Bonifacio with a runner. Yes!
And again, another shot, you know, at the buzzer, the shot clock.
And Coach Young is livid on that bench. They just can't complete the stop. Austria, hesitation move. CJ Austria for 2.
Now, CJ Austria is a left-handed player, but also a good finisher off his offhand.
Here's Reverente. Dan Sara. Bonifacio, binabantayan ni Uduba. Coronel. Sara. Launches the 3. That's an air ball, and that time,
And you could credit that stop sa denials ni Joshua David kay Lawrence Victoria. Because of that denial, when there was about 8 seconds left in the shot clock, they were forced to move the ball once again and then reset yung kanilang offense until wala na silang makuha. And then they end up with a poor shot and a shot clock violation.
Abra, Marquis and Paul Desiderio have yet to see action in this ball game.
Ganong kalalim, nabanggit nga natin, no? Deep in their basement. Itong Abra. Itong kanilang bench this year.
And right on cue,
Nabanggit mo nga, Marky, has been almost forgotten already. The first time in his MPBL career.
kaya nga. But timeout here for Pasay. We are tied at 25. We'll be right back.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, para sa 100% pagbabago, para sa 100% paglilingkod, para sa 100% Pinas. 50 tayo, 50 si MB, hati mo si Manny.
Mapapanood yung Liga ng Bawat Pilipino sa Facebook, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, sa YouTube, dyan din kami, and of course on Solar Sports Mondays, Thursdays, Saturdays, starting at 6 p.m. Vice Mayor Jel Alonte of the city of Binyan, Laguna, and syempre si Coach Jerson Cabiltes of the Pangasinan Heatwaves. They're tied at 25. Sidav Tupas and Christian Luanzon and Mika Abisam is bringing in the game here.
That's a foul against Abra. A little too aggressive off the ball, I believe. I think it's John Duba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nasa penalty na ang Abra. And Pasay as well. He will shoot free throws the rest of the way here.
So itong disiplina no, na pinapakita ng Pasay has been working for them so far.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL.
Well, they say, Sedef, that your defense, your defense is your best offense, but at the same time, your offense should help your defense. And I believe yun yung ginagawa ngayon ng Pasay.
Slowing the game down.
Yung patience nila sa opensiba. Kahit na even the last one, the turnover, imagine, even though that ended up as a 24-second shot clock, the good side about that is that they're able to set up their defense. Instead of, rushing their shots, you limit yung transition nitong Abra, which to me is their greatest weapon. Having those outstanding athletes like Serrano and Ildefonso.
Tama. 27 to 25. Pasay able to get the stop. Tabi. Paul Desiderio is in the game. They swing it over to Reverente.
That's a
Foul
foul
on Austria.
No question. A good read that time by Reverente because ang inaatake talaga ng offensive player kadalasan is that inside foot. It forces the defense. If you're not fundamentally sound, you force the defense yung parang drop step. And that time Austria was trying to, fight for that step on the baseline, not willing to give that up. That's why it forced the foul kay Reverente. Or kay Austria, rather.
Didn't know that CJ Austria is actually taller than Don Reverente. Mas malaki si CJ sa kanya.
I think Austria is a good 6'2", 6'3".
Ildefonso. Now with Austria. Ryan Batino fakes the handoff. Desiderio is momentarily open. There's David Ildefonso. Goes for the fadeaway. Well defended by AJ Coronel. They will recycle the offense here. 14 on the shot clock for Pasay. Sara drops it off to Reverente. Great fake from Don Reverente. No call. And the stop for Abra. Desiderio to Ildefonso. Back out to Paul Desiderio. That's a three. Too strong. Rebound. And that is last touch on Ryan Batino.
Look at Batino. He was trying to fight for that offensive rebound. Medyo na-surpresa ako sa tawag because from our angle, I thought last touch ang Pasay. Pero babalik or mapupunta sa Pasay ang bola. Terrific effort nonetheless. Against 4 white shirts itong si Batino.
28-25. 3-point lead for the Pasay Voyagers. Minute and a half remaining in the first half.
Has a chance to extend the lead. Would you believe us be saying this?
Hilario will test the defense of Ildefonso. Sara
Good pass.
swings it over to Coronel. That's short.
Bad shot.
Coronel tracks it down and puts it in.
Good effort nonetheless. And that's the thing, when you airball a shot, it usually favors your teammates, no, for that offensive rebound. Mas nasa position sila sa mga ganun eh. And then, napunta kay Coronel ulit ang bola. Hindi na tayo pinahiya. Batino.
That was a foul earlier before the foul. Pangalawa na yan on AJ Coronel, who's done a terrific job on Dave Ildefonso.
Tama, papasok ngayon si Raven Gonzalez kasi naka-small lineup itong Abra. Tingnan natin sino papalitan niya, no? Mukhang adjustment to ni Coach Yong dahil nakita natin huling possession before yung tira ni Coronel. Pinostehan ni Hilario si Ildefonso.
Fred Batino played the first game, did not suit up in the next game. Well, alam mo yung Pasay, yung one of the teams in the MPBL na klaro yung identity ng team nila.
Right.
And those who join them, kailangan mag-adapt na lang.
Oh,
Inside, Dan Sara.
what a move. Dan Sara, I didn't know he had that in him at this point. Did a bicycle finish.
Offensive foul on David. They don't have a challenge anymore, Abra.
I think it's a good call though. But gotta give credit to Dan Sara after this beautiful bicycle finish. Look at his feet.
Yeah.
Samboy Lim. God bless his soul. He's gotta be happy with that finish.
His spirit lives on with that
Right.
drive from Dan Sara.
The Skywalker. To me, one of the best monikers ever.
Tama.
Before Luke, there was Samboy? Or hindi? Doon nakuha yun. Hindi, nauna yata si Luke.
Kaya nga. 6-point game. Pasay with a chance to extend this lead.
To 8, maybe 9.
5-second differential game clock and shot clock. Lawrence Paul Victoria. The
That's
step
a bad shot.
and Defonso. Fouled by Lawrence Victoria. Will go to the line with 7/10 of a second remaining. And because it was a bad shot, it led to a long rebound
Right.
and a fast break attack.
Yun yung pinag-uusapan natin kanina, which Pasay has been doing a good job for the majority of this game except for that last offensive possession. Pero doing them a favor is itong si Dave Ildefonso who misses the first free throw. Fortunately,
No,
Dalawa
0
pa.
for 2. And Batino's tip in won't go. And the Pasay Voyagers holding the Abra Weavers
first time.
to just 26 points.
Yeah, first time, 26 points. First time also facing a deficit heading into the half.
Yeah. 6-point lead for the Pasay Voyagers against the Abra Solid North Weavers at the end of the first half. We'll be right back.
Lagi mong sinisiguradong patas. Lagi mong inuuna kung anong dapat. Hindi mo kayang malunok ang katotohanang marami pa rin tayong kababayang gutom at walang tahanan. Kaya hindi ka tumigil sa paglaban. Harapin ang kahirapan. Tulungan ang nangangailangan. Basagin ang korupsyon na kanilang nakasanayan. Sa loob at labas, man ng Pinas, bakas na bakas ang iyong tapang puksain ang mga problema ng bansa. Gamit ang lakas, gamit ang isip, gamit ang puso. Kung para sa mamamayang Pilipino, si MP, wala yang sinisino. Manny Pacquiao.
Back at the Alonte Sports Arena for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Mika Abesames. Right now, I am joined by one of the team owners of the Pasay Voyagers, Sir Lavin Castro. Magandang gabi. Sir, clearly you're doing something right kasi malakas itong kalaban nyo pero so far, ang ganda ng score. What do you think yung magandang ginagawa ng team?
First of all, magandang gabi sa lahat na nanonood at sumusuporta sa MPBL. Lalo po kay Senator Manny Pacquiao, sa aming butihing mayor, Emi Calixto Robiano, kay Boss Egay Robiano, and sa lahat po ng Pasayeños na sumusuporta po sa Pasay Voyagers. Kami po ngayon, we're very happy dahil we still have our core since mga nakarang taon. And patuloy naman po yung tiwala namin na binigay namin kay Coach Marlon sa pag-assemble nitong team na to. And patuloy yung Coach M-Effect na ginagawa niya sa aming sa sistema na ginagawa niya para sa team namin.
Sir, napag-usapan mo yung mga bagong nakuha nyo in terms of your acquisitions. How satisfied are you sa performances nila lalo na kay Jopet Soriano?
Yes, we're very satisfied. We're very happy sa lahat ng bagong acquisitions ng team namin. And we really built this team this year not only to go to the playoffs but get the hump of lagi na lang kaming first round eh. So ngayon we're going second round o kahit mag-North Division and talagang pinaghandaan namin itong taon na to.
Napakaganda, Sir Lavin. Bukod sa mga nabanggit mo, sir, meron ka pa bang mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan?
Ay, wait lang. Maraming salamat po. Unang-una po kay Boss Egay and Tita Emi, Mayor Emi Calixto Robiano, Expedia Management Investment, My Pet Space Hotel, JVA Security and Investigation Agency, NCR Dental Clinic, the second floor, Bar and Lounge, Capital Restaurant, Met Park Sports Center, Teleathletics, and sa family ko, yung mga partners ko dito, kay Lian, kay Raul, kay Mickey, yung sa wife ko, kay JD sa bahay, yung anak ko, laging kasama ko pag nanonood, supporter ng Pasay Voyagers, si Joe Kim, and kay Jaden. Yun lang.
Right. Maraming salamat once again, Sir Lavin Castro of the Pasay Voyagers. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
inside the Alonte Sports Arena in the city of Binyan, Laguna, where the Pasay Voyagers currently leading against the Abra Weavers. And you see the numbers here, Coach Christian. Pasay seems to be pressing all the right buttons here in the first half.
And to me, one of the keys there is that they had more attempts against Abra. You're talking about a talented offensive team. To achieve that, you know, nabanggit natin, kailangan maging pasensyado ka talaga sa opensa, and at the same time, your defense has to be there. For them to limit this Abra team to only 26 points is a remarkable achievement, you know, at this point early in the season. Also, you know, to match kahit papano, you know, being -6 only in terms of inside points, 22-16, you know, and at the same time, limiting itong Abra to only 8 points in transition. Because those 8 points, that was the same number at about the 3-minute mark in the first quarter, wherein maganda yung naging simula itong Abra. Now, they were able to contain, you know, itong si Ildefonso for only 4 points of 1 for 6 shooting. Serrano had his moments in the game, but they forced him to miss pretty much his last 4 to 5 shots. He ended up 3 for 9, you know, for 6 points. And then offensively, Warren Bonifacio was just in a nice rhythm in that first half. The only player in double figures with 10.
What do you think was Pasay doing defensively with this, you know, individually talented Abra team?
Yung pinaka-basic sa basketball, okay, which is on the half court, just staying in front of them. You know, we saw less blow-bys. I don't think I said that in the first half. Second is their transition defense. And we saw some, you know, a little transition opportunity, especially the last one with Dave. But, you know, it happened in short spurts, and those spurts were very rare in that first half. And that's why Pasay is enjoying a 6-point lead at the half. Now, coaches would always say sa second half na nanalo ang team. So the question for Pasay is, whatever Abra, you know, throws at you, because I expect Abra to really push the pace, whether it's a made or a missed basket. So if I'm Pasay, I'm just putting two guys on the offensive end to fight for the offensive rebound. That means tatlo yung bababa sa kanila. Yung two-man rebounder rule. Ngayon, si Marquis, he would start the third quarter for Abra, trying to, you know, maybe give a spark sa kanyang koponan.
Tino goes down on the floor. Well defended by Pasay again. 32-26. Dan Sara looking for a teammate. That's last touch on Cruz Dumont. Good pressure on the ball there. 12 seconds on the shot clock for the Voyagers. Marquis, first time in the ball game. Former Defensive Player of the Year. Former Finals MVP and champion. Victoria fouled by Cruz Dumont.
That was an interesting decision for Cruz Dumont. He was on the weak side wing, and he rotated sa top of the key to stunt etong si Warren Bonifacio. And that was interesting to me kasi ang iniwan niya ay si Lawrence Victoria.
Bonifacio for 3. That's off. Dan Sara with the rebound.
Force the issue.
Yeah, well defended. Dave Ildefonso slips. And it's a turnover.
But you see the intention. That's something na nabanggit natin that possibly, you know, was one of the messages ni Coach Yong. Pushing the pace, pushing the tempo, especially of a missed basket. Just so happened, unfortunately, that they've slipped.
AJ Coronel with the Pasay Voyagers. On to Dan Sara. Pinabantayan ni Marwin Taiwan. Here's Lawrence Paul Victoria. Warren Bonifacio. The handoff to Coronel. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Sanko. Now with Sara. Dan Sara with a jumper. And a foul on Taiwan.
Not a good foul. I was about to say, Pasay did a good job in the first half. Yes, milking the clock, but it ended up in the right hands. You know, and A lot of which ended up with Juan Bonifacio. But in the last two trips, in this one, it ends up with Dan Sara, not their top two players. Fortunately, he got fouled by Marwin Taiwan. He's going to get 2 free throws, I believe, foot on the line.
Yeah, but he missed the first one. The former San Beda Red Lion.
Champion yan.
Yeah.
Tama?
Yep. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Maraming salamat sa LGR Sportswear as Dan Sara 0 for 2 on that one.
Those are 2 big misses for me. Anytime you play against a team na tulad nitong Abra, you have to value every possession. Every possession, you got to maximize whatever you can, whether it's a free throw, an offensive rebound, or extra shot.
The fadeaway from Dave, no good. Rebound, Bonifacio.
Coach Yong was signaling his big man for an offensive rebound because nobody, apart from Ildefonso, took the shot, crashed the board.
That's a foul on Cruz Dumont, and the fouls are piling up here for Abra. That's 3rd on them.
Barely 2 minutes, third quarter natin.
Sideline inbound here for Lawrence Victoria. There Chavez. Sanko fakes the handoff. Bonifacio to Chavez. 4 on the shot clock. Inside Coronel. Nice fake. Blocked. Fight for the rebound. It's a shot clock violation.
Parang tumama ng ring eh. May reset dapat.
Yeah.
Oh, tumama ng ring yun eh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should be.
And I don't think they're gonna review this. This should not be a challenge. Tumama ng ring yun.
Yeah, tumama ng ring, and then
Yung tira ni Coronel.
and the call on the floor is a jump ball. Ano natin nangyari dito?
Ito yan, no? Look.
It's Pasay ball because of the possession arrow.
Pinasok na si Serrano, who started this game, but to start the third quarter, opting to go for a Cruz Dumont Ildefonso combination. Nilabas na si Cruz Dumont ni Coach Yong. Here's the 2-man game. Victoria and Bonifacio.
Coronel. AJ. Jump hook, no good. Foul on the rebound. And Mark Sanko.
And that's a play that I expect them to continue to go to at the same time. Magkaroon sila ng adjustment. Kasi nag-hard show dun sa ball screen. One thing they could do is put a high post player to flash to the weak side instead of the strong side and maybe become a second feeder. Kay Warren Bonifacio inside.
Batino stripped. There's a foul down low on J.R. Chavez. They will challenge this call.
That's enough. More than 2.5 minutes already in this quarter. Wala pang nakaka-draw ng first blood dito. 32-26 pa rin ang ating score.
And they will challenge the call. That foul on J.R. Chavez. We will be right back. for Coach Marlon Martin here. So, ball will stay with Abra.
But instead of free throws,
The baseline inbound.
or instead of a foul call rather,
Yeah.
because it was not in the act of shooting.
Marwin Taiwan. Nalibre
Marquis.
si Marquis.
Yeah.
But they go to Ildefonso who knocks down the jumper.
Parehas na resulta din naman daw. But Marquis was so wide open that nobody even dared to recover. I think what's surprising there is dalawang na libre. Kasi kahit yung tira ni Ildefonso, libre din.
Tama. Chavez. Chavez to Bonifacio. Pulls up the jumper. Too strong. Rebounding Encho Serrano. And Warriors are still looking for their first basket here in the third quarter. Serrano, the off-balance shot is good.
What's the number one rule? Anytime somebody's attacking the break, somebody has to stop the ball. Everybody was so concerned off ball. The thing is, the guy with the ball is the most dangerous guy on the floor. Derecho sa basket si Encho.
Victoria.
Luka pass.
What a pass,
Right
though.
there.
Bonifacio trying to go glass. No good.
Good outlet pass.
Takbo ang Abra dito, and Encho Serrano will get the 2 points with the left hand.
Now here comes Abra, 6-0 run. 6-0 also yung score natin dito sa third quarter.
Now 4 minutes have gone by and Pasay has yet to score. Bonifacio. Coronel, 3 seconds now on the shot clock here. Chavez, the runner, no. Taps it to Victoria. Chavez is open, that's a 3, no good. Serrano with the rebound. Quickly to Taiwan, Marwin Taiwan. And Coach Marlon trying to change things up here. So, Sanko, Coronel, Victoria. Pinahinga muna ni Coach Marlon Martin, Jopet Soriano, Cyrus Tabi, and Jasper Salenga.
The fresher legs ang gusto ni Coach Marlon Martin. Especially how, Abra has scored the last 4 points in transition.
Tabi went for the steal. Serrano with a patented
Look at that
one-hander. Ang layo niya na.
That was about 18 feet. And a weird angle.
12 points.
Agaw.
Chavez getting sloppy there, and Marwin Taiwan makes him pay.
A little deceleration on that 1-2 step. Taiwan. And he 10-0 run para sa Abra.
He's got 4-point lead now para dito sa Abra. 10-0 run to start the third. Tabi. Drive, drop pass, Soriano for 2. Ganda ng tapos ni Jopet Soriano doon.
Naka no help rule sila sa tao ni Bonifacio. Mapipilitan yung weak side big na humelt. Kaya nalibre si Soriano sa ilalim of that drive by Tabi.
Ildefonso no good on the 3. A foul on Jopet Soriano. Trying to keep out John Oduba. Check out this assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
A beautiful cross left to right. To drive middle, ito si Tabi on the late drop-off by Soriano for the easy reverse.
Oduba. The handoff to Serrano.
One-hander coming up.
Encho. Fouled by Tabi.
Kahit na galing sa spin move.
This is where you need someone like Encho Serrano. There are stretches in the game when it gets a little rough. Your team's a bit out of sync,
Right.
and then you just give it the ball to him.
He could take over in stretches. you know.
And even with Pampanga, this is a theme.
He was
that-
an important player.
yeah. And things are not working.
Right.
Bigay mo na sa kanya yung bola. 16.5 points per game in the first 2 games of the season. Over 2 though for Encho. Taha trying to save it. Tabi. A dangerous pass by Chavez. Tabi to Reverente. There's a foul down low on John Uduba.
They're trying to lose contact. Pero ginamitan ng kamay. Trying to, ayan o, Soriano's trying to seal him. Ayan, little clothesline with the left hand.
Here Chavez, pinahinga muna. Lawrence Victoria is back. Pasay only 2 points in the first 5 minutes and 45 seconds of the third quarter. Victoria against Ildefonso. Lawrence Victoria, the runner from Lawrence. Soriano's putback won't go. Ildefonso on the move. Dave, fouled by Reverente.
Dave Ildefonso, he wanted that basket so bad because he knew that with a head of steam, you know, it's almost nobody in this league can stop him pag nakabuelo. He's been struggling of getting his field goals. He missed his last 2 free throws before the end of the half, but gets to sink his first one right here. Warning. Uniform.
Yeah. So sa mga growing
Not a fan of that.
learning.
I'm not a fan of it, to be honest.
This free throw is brought to you by Free Appliances and subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas as Yusef Taha gets the putback to drop. Abra turning things around here in the third quarter. They have a 5-point advantage, 39-34. Tabi to Reverente. Uduba right in front of him. Tabi sees a gap. Tabi forces that one in, plus the foul.
Cyrus Tabi, he gives you a different dynamic compared to Roldan Sara, especially when he's driving towards his left. He's more of a driver. No, eto, kita mo, ginamitan pa niya ng katawan. A little, you know, pound dribble, 2 dribble, pound dribble, and then protecting the ball with his body. Makukumpleto pa yung 3-point play.
Joshua David returns to the ball game. Pinalitan si Marwin Taiwan with 3.5 minutes to play in the third. 2-point lead para dito sa Abra Weavers. Here's Serrano, gets in the lane, using the left hand. No. Rebound with Jasper Salenga. To Jopet Soriano. Rush that shot against Yusef Taha. Tabi with the steal on Ildefonso.
Tabi's everywhere.
Salenga fires a 3, no good. Rebound David. I thought he had to drive there. Sobrang libre ng lane.
Right.
Taha.
There's that behind the back once again.
Gusto subukan ulit.
Oo.
This time, Tabi was expecting that.
And that's probably one matchup na pinuntahan nila, no? A lot in the first few minutes to start this game that they were to get a score and an advantage of. That's the first time again na pinuntahan nila si Taha sa poste in a long time.
Taha. Two players hustling for that basketball. David diving for it. Binigay kay Serrano.
So how about the heads-up play by Joshua David? Right place at the right time for the offensive rebound. May natawagan ng technical dito. But the presence of mind to pass the ball right away. Dahil libreng-libre. Itong si Encho Serrano. Karambola ang nangyari dito ng pag-save ni Reverente. Ito, nawala bola and then diving for the ball and then that quick pass to Serrano for the quick 2. Ito, taunting ang tinawagan.
I think he had every right to show emotion there after that finish.
Right.
Gaano kahirap ang possession na yun?
Totoo. to me, that's always been subjective. Because there are reactions tulad nung kay Serrano dahil pinaghirapan niya and the way they've been playing poorly, especially in the first half, and for them to gain momentum. Sa akin, natural na joyful, if you would say, reaction yun. But obviously our officials think otherwise.
Bonifacio to Tabi. That's a 3. Don Reverente. We are tied at 41. 7 points for Reverente. Uduba.
He's gonna make it. Talk about a fadeaway to the side. One-legged. I hope somebody took a picture right there. He was basically lying down in the air to hit this shot. Look at the replay. Dahil bumagsak si Bonifacio, 5 versus 4. Yeah, that's why they were... Who was that who gave up the foul? Victoria?
Victoria.
Victoria.
And then nag-ano din siya. Sumigaw din siya.
Right.
They could not complete the 3-point play. John Uduba. 43 to 41. 2-minute mark na ating third quarter. Victoria to Bonifacio.
Excellent defense by Uduba on Bonifacio.
Reverente with the offensive rebound. 10 to shoot for Pasay. Victoria. Tabi.
Nice move.
Atake ni Tabi. Fouled by Uduba.
I tell you. The best head and shoulder we've seen so far in this game. As they swung the basketball, this was the three-pointer by Reverente, top of the key.
3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
Even though hindi niya naipasok yung possible three-point play, I think that move by Cyrus Tabi is worth another look. Reminds me of the great Vergel Meneses. That head and shoulder fake.
Galing din si ano niyan, ha? Si Com din dati, may ganun din siya.
Correct. Pero iba yung kay Aerial Voyager.
Umuupo yun eh.
Hindi, pero yung ano niya, yung head and shoulder niya.
Mabilis. Kasama ulo nun eh.
I'm sorry to say this. I'm sorry to say this, but it's exactly how it looks. Alam mo yung parang may epilepsy.
Oo.
To the point, napapakagat lagi yung depensa. Ildefonso at the cup, partially blocked.
By AJ Coronel. Here's Tabi. Waits for Reverente. Yes! Pasay regains the lead. 45 to 43. Serrano in a rush.
That's a foul.
Foul and the
That's a
basket
That's a foul.
from Encho Serrano.
That's a foul. Coronel is complaining, but he was clearly in the cylinder of Encho Serrano. But what a play by Cyrus Tabi on the other end. This was the play by Serrano. Attacking back. Loses the basketball. Spin move. Look at the strength, the upper body strength, the focus. They say your eyes make layups, Sidelf. Look at the concentration even after falling down. Sinundan ng follow-through yung mata.
Oh, yeah, it looks like there's a challenge here.
I'm gonna disagree. This is a poor challenge to me.
And Abra being tested here by Pasay. And we will be right back for the result of this challenge. Play from Encho though. 10 plays yun.
Oo. Talagang dinikta mo na.
No. Ano ko na, ililista ko na. Baka makalimutan ko pa eh.
Ang question na lang dyan, pang ilan?
Oo.
But how about the play coming off the bench in this quarter, by Enzo Serrano for Abra and Cyrus Tabi for Pasay? Both have been impactful.
Yeah. Reverente, the crossover, the drive, blocked. Coronel is blocked as well. Two big defensive plays there. Serrano on the drive, too strong. Rebound, Gonzalez.
That's off Gonzalez, yeah. That's off Gonzalez. And how about the defensive play by the two big men? We talked about them being reliable front court defenders. Ito yung unang palpal by Batino.
Dalawa
Bigay
nga
mo
eh.
rin kay Gonzalez. Bumagsak si Gonzalez. Pinalpal ulit ni Batino.
And it looks like there's a technical.
Cyrus Tabi.
Cyrus Tabi at the line. Yes, and Cyrus Tabi tying the game at 46. 7 points para kay Cyrus Tabi. 42.2 seconds remaining in the third.
This is for the last possession. Yung pagpasok ni Dave Ildefonso. Babalik pa sa kanila ang bola after itong Pasay.
13 deadlocks, 8 lead changes in this ball game. Reverente is blocked again. Labas kay Tabi. Atake. Bonifacio with a jumper. He knew it.
Yes, credit that basket to Cyrus Tabi. With that drive, able to engage two defenders, opened up a clean look for Warren Bonifacio above the free throw line.
Ildefonso, the
Nice
Hesse.
fake.
The jumper, good. Victoria from half court.
You see, that's a big substitution by Coach Yong, which we pointed out. Because not only do they get to score, to me, that's big for Ildefonso's confidence to start the fourth quarter.
That's right, Abra coming alive here in the third quarter. Highlights of the game are brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
And if I'm Coach Yong, Sedelf, they're going to have first possession to start the fourth. I'm drawing up something to follow through on Dave's basket to end the quarter.
Been some difficult shots being made here in this ball game. And we go to the fourth quarter with the two teams tied at 48. Our LGR fan of the game, brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Maraming salamat sa LGR Sportswear, of course, for supporting the MPBL this year. Meanwhile, our Mika Abisamis has a report.
Coach Yong Garcia understands that yes, he has a great lineup, but Pasay, no doubt, is in a better place in terms of chemistry. So he reminded the boys that they need to play together in this last quarter. He already likes the aggressiveness, but it's the extra passes, extra possessions to rebound, things they will be needing as a team as we go along despite having superstars. Appreciates the efforts of Taha in the front line and Encho in the backcourt. But you know, he also said as a coach of this deep bench, even as a seasoned coach, he would like to improve the constant communication on and off the court between him and the boys. So, Coach Chris.
Maraming salamat, Mika. And of course, alam natin kung, you know, the responsibility of Coach Yong when guiding this team.
Mabigat.
Mabigat.
Oh, a lot of expectations. As you see, CJ Austria, mabigat din yung kanyang drive na yun.
Third, tingnan mo yung quarter scoring dito. All quarter, 16 points ang Pasay.
Right.
Abra, 16, 10, and 22.
And somewhere, you know, the legendary Captain Lionheart Alvin Patrimonio is happy to see those numbers for Pasay. Number 16.
Oo naman. And Don Reverente sneaking in for his 11th point of the ball game.
They're trying to attack the mismatch. Kay Batino or Reverente. Ildefonso ends up with a basketball now.
AJ Coronel almost came up with a steal. Austria, spin, nabitawan ng bola. Here comes Tabi on to Victoria. Tabi
Beautiful
gets it
pass.
back. Beautiful play for Pasay.
That's the beauty of having a Lawrence Victoria. You have somebody who can create not only for his own shot but also for his teammates. Beautiful touch pass on a 2-on-1 break. Ildefonso with a 3. Wala.
Batino, ball deflected. Now with Reverente. Tabi to Coronel. Oh, what a play. Cyrus Tabi, bring out the goggles, man. Tinago niya.
Ganda eh. Ganda. Cyrus Tabi, he's been incredible. Lalong-lalo na sa second half na to.
8 points now for AJ Coronel. On top of that, defensive assignment on Dave Ildefonso. Ildefonso too strong on the jumper. Reverente with the rebound. 54-50. Reverente gets it back. Coronel with the cut. And he puts it in. Reverente brings out the goggles.
Right. And as reported by Mika, the communication off the court, importante. Pero mas importante yung on the court. No communication whatsoever. The last 2 trips defensively for Abra opened up 2 easy layups by Coronel.
Our play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Pasay's lead at 6 points.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas, 50 tayo, 50 si MB. Hati mo si Manny.
Nagbabalik ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino dito sa Alonte Sports Arena in Binyan. Commissioner Kenneth Durendes and of course Ron Monsayak of the MPBL party list. Emer Oret, our head of operations there as well. And you take a look at the balanced attack here of Pasay. Bonifacio has 12. Reverente has 11. Coronel with 10. Tabi with 9. Victoria, their leading scorer last season, has 6 and assists as well. 15 for Pasay, 12 for Abra. Taiwan fires a 3. Short. Rebound David. He's fouled by Bonifacio.
So you see after a timeout, small lineup pinasok ni Coach Yong, no, with Ildefonso playing at the 4. Marlon Martin probably in his head right now, if you remember the first half, nung nag-small lineup ang Abra, pinasok niya si Hilario. Trying to attack yung depensa nitong si Ildefonso. Tingnan natin kung gawin niya ulit.
Well, David misses the free throw. Crucial stretch here for the Abra Weavers. 0 for 2. Bonifacio secures the rebound. Just the 3rd rebound para kay Warren Bonifacio. J.R. Chavez, Reverente, Tabi, Coronel ang 5 sa loob para dito sa Pasay. Chavez launches the long 2. No good. Serrano with the rebound.
You see how quickly in transition Pasay is.
David from the corner, 3-pointer, short. Rebound Chavez.
Even though they missed that secondary break by Abra, they get an open look from one of their better shooters in Joshua David. Just unable to hit the basket.
Tabi to Reverente. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Reverente to Chavez. And you let Abra off the hook if you end up with a possession like that. Serrano onto Ildefonso. Coronel is there, well defended, but the foul on AJ Coronel and Dave Ildefonso.
Right, pero hindi na nila matcha-challenge to kasi ginagamit na ni Coach Marlon yung challenge niya kahit na nasa katwiran sila, no? But Dave Ildefonso, when you're struggling, you can do a lot of things. You could rebound the basketball or tulad ng huling ginawa niya, rim run, get easy opportunities before the defense is set and get to the line.
56-51. And 6.5 minutes to play.
10 points for Dave on 13 shots. This is point number, no, still at 10.
5-point game. Chavez. To Tabi. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Tabi finds Reverente. Goes to Chavez, who knocks down the jumper. And relief there for J.R. Chavez as he's up to 4 points.
Right, relief also for Pasay because Reverente had a wide open layup against a smaller defender. One of the rare times, as you see, hindi nagustuhan ni Encho yung foul ni Reverente doon.
Check out our assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Ayun, no, layup na sana. One of the rare times out of the hundreds of players we have in the league na pinipili ang assist over 2 points.
That was a surprise pass. Even Chavez was surprised na binigay pa sa kanya yung bola.
Right. At feeling ko, kahit hindi ako tumitingin sa telepono ko ngayon, marami ako makukuhang message. Specifically galing kay Paulo Hubalde, maybe from one of the Inigo brothers, na hindi, mas pinipili namin yung assist coach kaysa sa 2 points.
18 in the ball game for Encho Serrano. Gandang testo sa parehong kupunan, ha? An early season battle para sa kanila. 58-53. Victoria is back in the game. Pinahinga muna si Cyrus Tabi, who has played splendidly in this ball game. Soriano. Chavez will fire 3. No. Serrano for that rebound. Encho. Ball poked away by Victoria. 3-on-1 break. Chavez, dire-derecho. No! Taha with the rebound. Ildefonso to David. David will wait for his teammates. Soriano keeping in step. Bonifacio diving for that loose ball. Taiwan. Atake Serrano for 3.
Short.
And ball ends up with Soriano. 58-53. Pasay staying strong here in the fourth.
That's
Chavez.
a foul. Yeah, that's a foul. That's a foul. So 2 things, Sedel. The first offensive possession ng Pasay, just like how we mentioned it, inatake ni Soriano sa poste. That seal, si Dave, opened up a shot, I believe, for Chavez at that left low wing. And this time, they attack him on the ball screen. Ildefonso is forced to a switch. And a little undisciplined, gets to the landing spot ni Chavez, 3 free throw. So offensively, with this small lineup, the small lineup earlier, pinasok na kasi ngayon si Batino. So Ildefonso slides to the 3 spot again. Nag-adjust na rin kagad si Coach Yong.
And J.R. Chavez, 2 for 2 so far. 6 points. One of those impact players that you can just pluck out of the bench and put him in and you'll know he'll get you buckets.
Still a lot of time. 4:57. Pasay 8-point lead. if I'm Abra, I'm not rushing things. I'm going to pound the ball inside and crash the offensive boards. Because so far, Pasay has had their way of controlling the offensive rebounds 12 to 11 in this game.
Well, Defonso is fouled. No, 2 free throws.
Something at the rim, tulad nun. So you give it to the post, which you did early in this game in the first quarter, or you give it to your best driver in David Defonso.
But he's missing his free throws.
Yeah, you got to make your free throws.
Well, Defonso now 4 of 11 at the line. Five of 12 for Dave. 7-point lead for Pasay. Pressure here. Tabi able to get it across. Taiwan trying to strip him of that basketball.
Medyo mahirap agawan yan. Si Cyrus Tabi.
Tabi the kick out. Paul Victoria for 3. No, Tabi with the offensive rebound.
Look how strong to the ball Cyrus Tabi is. Whether he is dribbling, driving, or even getting an offensive rebound.
There's Victoria. Fires a 3. No. Loose ball. Jasper Salenga wins it.
They should end up with a two-man game between Victoria and Bonifacio. They should go now.
Bagsak si Bonifacio. Victoria trying to pound it inside. That's a tough shot. Tabi with the offensive rebound. Victoria for 3. No. Matino with the rebound. Taiwan. Atake si Marwin Taiwan. No go. Only 1 shot para sa Abra Weavers. 61.
Compared to 3 in the last trip.
4.
4, yeah, of the 3 offensive rebounds.
3.5 minutes to play. Tabi. Bonifacio to Victoria. Open 3. Good! Lawrence Victoria gives Pasay its biggest lead of the game.
Should have the difference between the good players and the star players is that the star players, even when they're struggling, they have short-term memories. Even though he has missed his last 3 to 4 shots, Lawrence Victoria, he is not missing that one wide open on the reverse pass.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas, 50 tayo, 50 si MB. Hati mo si Manny.
Lawrence Paul Victoria, our most improved player last season, 12.6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals against the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys in the last game. He gets a break for now, pero kaka-shoot niya lang ng isang mabigat na 3. 9 points na siya sa larong to.
I've always been a fan of his game, just the shot creation and the guts. You know, to take shots and make shots regardless of his field goal percentage. Walang takot itong si Victoria ever since his Rizal debut.
Yeah.
First played for Rizal, then the last 2 seasons here in Pasay.
Oo. Mas talaga na-establish niya talaga sarili niya dito sa Pasay. Serrano. Coronel with the assignment on Serrano. El Defonso for 3. Batino with the offensive rebound. Foul on Don Reverente. 2 free throws coming up para kay Alfred Batino.
A lot of basketball time left for Abra to make this into a ball game. I expect them, especially after a free throw off a timeout, to pick up at least 3/4 court, try to force some turnovers, or at least make Pasay rush into their offense.
4 points for Alfred Batino. Crucial free throw here. Mintis, rebound ni Coronel. Reverente is down.
They might review this.
CJ Austria. Ang katabi ni Don Reverente doon.
Tama. Both of us didn't see
Yeah.
how it happened, but is this Reverente?
Yeah.
Reverente on the floor. He's holding onto his right shoulder. Nothing much there.
Yeah.
Nothing much there. Just just a good physical basketball play.
Parang hindi nakapaghanda si
Oo.
Don. There are instances in are they calling a foul? No.
They should not. There was no wind-up. No wind-up. Yeah,
But the ball definitely will be Pasay because nakuha nila yung rebound.
correct. Pero dapat walang itawag na foul dito.
And Reverente needs to be helped off. Reverente gives CJ Austria the look of love.
He wasn't ready.
Yeah. 9-point game. Naman ang Pasay against Abra. Pasay also won against Abra last season on their home court sa Astrodome.
I remember. Especially the one that happened after.
Lawrence Victoria returns to the floor. So Tabi, Chavez, Victoria, Coronel, and Bonifacio ang lima.
Now here's that trap from the backcourt. Yeah.
Easily handled by Pasay.
Yeah.
Double team. Victoria now with Chavez. They have 12 seconds to work with. J.R. Chavez.
This is interesting. Two-man game. Chavez and Bonifacio.
Chavez nabitawan ng bola. Tabi has it.
That's why I said it was interesting. It was not Victoria who handled the basketball, but they get the ball back quickly.
What a heads-up play galing kay J.R. Chavez. Poking that ball away.
Right. Nabawi niya, no? Yung possession na yun.
Bonifacio. Atake to Batino's right. Trying to spin. Coronel, 4 seconds to work with. Tabi with a fadeaway. It's good!
That's the game. That's the game for Cyrus Tabi. He's been the man for Pasay in this second half.
Final 2 minutes here. 11-point lead for the Voyagers.
That's when you know that this game is truly for you. Arguably the dagger could be the dagger of this game if Pasay continues, pulls this one off at the end of this game. But Cyrus Tabi, shot clock winding down, short corner fade, makes the basket to push the lead to 11.
And, the awareness na may magcha-challenge sa'yo.
Right?
Pagpasa, fade away ang
Tinira niya.
tinira mo kaagad.
Oo.
Pasay in no rush here. This is their biggest lead of the game. Bonifacio pulls up. The jumper is money para kay Warren Bonifacio.
Just adding insult to injury, not only with the made basket, a little smile on his face.
David on to Batino. That's a foul on Chavez. 2 free throws para kay Alfred Batino.
I want to go back to your point early in this game. The second group of Pasay this season compared to the last one, a big factor. I think this game is going to be a testament to what you just said. Because yung second group nila, especially Cyrus Tabi, He's been huge para sa koponan na ito. And Abra, that 10-0 run to start the quarter.
Boss Joe Ramos, Attorney Glenn Gacas, kasama din natin Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes and Emer Oreta, our Head of Operations.
And with Pasay being scoreless the first 3.5 minutes of the third quarter, hindi natin nakita na narattle sila, no? And then Coach Marlon Martin, seeing that he needed fresher legs inside the court, and those fresher legs truly delivered for them in this game.
They were unfazed, talking about the Voyagers. Cruz Dumont to Taiwan. He gets the 2 points. 6 points para kay Marwin Taiwan. Tabi, who could do no wrong in this ball game.
Lahat ng asawa, malamang gusto maging tulad ni Tabi, lalo na second half. Walang ginawang mali.
Talaga. Victoria runs into traffic. That's a foul. But this is gutsy.
Han, anong pangarap mo sa buhay? Maging tulad ni Tabi. Bakit? Kasi hindi siya nagkamali nung second half.
May isang game pa tayo, ah.
May isa pa.
May isang game pa
May isa
tayo.
pa. Marami pa tayong baon. Huwag ka mag-alala.
You really make up for these rare appearances in the MPBL.
Oh my gosh.
You really make up for it with that humor.
Yeah. Thank you for gracing my presence, my friend.
My goodness. The humor. Saan nang gagaling? And all the while, everyone thought you were a serious guy.
I am a serious guy.
You're a very serious guy.
I am a serious guy.
And it changes. Every time you wear that headset, you turn into someone different.
Too much basketball, my friend.
Here's Victoria in trouble. Cruz Dumont goes to Serrano. Papabayaan na lang ni Cyrus Tabi. 68-60, 21 in the ball game para kay Encho Serrano.
It's a good timeout for Coach Marlon. No reason to inbound half court. Up by 8, he has that choice. He can just inbound, or to inbound full court rather. You can just inbound at half court. Steal, easy basket for Serrano for his 21st point.
Para sa 100%'ong pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong paglilingkod, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong Pinas, 50 tayo, 50 si MB. Kahati mo, si Manny.
Back inside the Alonte Sports Arena in the city of Binyan, Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes, and behind him, Uli Distrito, syempre dyan yung ating CEO Joe Ramos and Attorney Glenn Gacal, Head of Operations Emer Oreta. Complete attendance ang ating MPBL executives. Of course, nandito rin yung MPBL Party List Representative Ron Monsayak. Inbound ang Pasay dito. To 60. So they have yet to get it across. 19.3 seconds remaining.
Kasi they opt to inbound sa full court. Buong tiwala nitong si Coach Marlon sa kanyang koponan. Na kaya maitawid ang bola, which nagawa nila.
Foul on the bid though. This is a bunch of, really good MPBL veterans. And yung age range pa ng team na to. It gets really interesting itong Pasay because they're at their, mid to late 20s.
Right.
And probably si Don Reverente pinaka oldest sa kanila. But
Sa tingin ko.
sa tingin mo, ha?
Oo, sa tingin ko. Inabot mo pa nung early dito sa ano natin eh. Dito sa season 2 ba 'yon?
Parang...
Season 2?
Season 2. Oh,
Season 2. Oh.
A 10-point game.
The most iconic moment in MPBL history behind Jun Manzo's shot last season.
Babalikan natin yan.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, para sa 100% pagbabago, para sa 100% paglilingkod, para sa 100% Pinas. 50 tayo, 50 si MB, kahati mo si Manny.
Pangasinan Heatwaves will be in action in a while as they take on the Binyan Tatak Gel in our third game. Dito sa Alonte Sports Arena. Hindi pa tayo tapos dito. 17.7 seconds remaining. Abra down by 10 against Pasay. David Defonso fires a 3. No. Coronel with the rebound. And it looks like Pasay will dribble this one out. And they will pick up their second win of the season and deal Abra their first defeat. The Pasay Voyagers nail back-to-back victories at the expense of the Abra Weavers. What impressed you the most with this performance by the Pasay Voyagers?
Two things, yeah, game plan, execution. And for you to play toe-to-toe, not only toe-to-toe, but to win in double figures against a talented Abra team, yung disiplina nila of executing their game plan from the start to finish, in spite of, their key players.
Si Mayora, Aimee, Calixto Rubiano, and sa lahat ng Pasay supporters, and sa fiancé ko na sa bahay, si Nicole Mijarito, and sa family niya na sa QC, and sa family ko sa Calbayog City, and family ko sa Puerto Princesa, and sa lahat ng sumusuporta ng MPBL, sa lahat ng mga kaibigan ko, Bowlerhood Clothing, Unselfish Clothing, kala Boss Gep Alas, thanks bro, MLBN, sa lahat ng mga supporters ng MPBL, maraming salamat po.
Maraming salamat. A great performance by Cyrus Tabi. Our best play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Sa Delph, Coach Chris.
Maraming salamat, Mika. Congratulations, Cyrus Tabi, leading the way para dito sa